What's happening, everyone? Welcome to another Picks and Parlays Power Hour. I'll be your host, Allie Burns from Picks and Parlays. And don't forget, before we get started with our three expert handicappers and their loads of free picks, we've got a sponsor, and it's the NoHouseAdvantage.com. Check out NoHouseAdvantage.com. This is for all of you fantasy players out there. They've developed a dynamic new platform, and when you use our promo code P&P, they'll match your first deposit up to $50. So check them out, NoHouseAdvantage.com. All right, so today I've got three of the good ones. Terry Edelman, Ross Benjamin, and Nick Parsons from the Insiders Room are all here with some free picks for our viewers. Terry Edelman is going to kick it off. We're going to talk a little bit of NHL. Tuesday, March the 7th. Terry Edelman, how are you doing today?
Not too bad. Can't complain. Tuesday, a really good hockey slate today. A bunch of good games. And I actually went over this as my free pick video yesterday with Lenny. So make sure to check that out for my side in this game, which is also a premium play up on the site as well. So it's you get it for free if you watch that video. But I do have two props that I like in this game.
Okay, beautiful. So this game, we're talking the Leafs at the Devils. Devils are at -135. The total on this one's a 6.5. Shoot.
Yeah, New Jersey's offense. They have been scoring a lot of goals lately. When you look at the hottest players on the team, it's that top line of Nico Hischier, Dawson Mercer, and Thomas Tatar. Dawson Mercer has a point in 9 straight games. He's either got a goal or an assist. He did have a goal in 8 straight games, but that did come to an end in his last game. Nico Hischier has scored in 4 of his last 5 games. So those are the two I'm going for. So Mercer, over half a point, -120. Hischier, anytime goal, +180. Those are my 2 props for this game. I do have a bonus one that I didn't mention to Lenny. If you do want a prop for Toronto, William Nylander has an assist in 8 of his last 10 games, and that is currently plus money, I think +115. So that's another play if you wanted one for the Leafs. But these two kind of work together. If Hischier scores, Mercer's most likely getting an assist. So you can cash both of these off one goal.
Would you parlay them together? Is it that kind of jam here?
If you want to do same game parlays, if you were going to do that, I would suggest do Mercer point and Hischier point instead of Hischier goal. If you're going to same game parlay it, that way if Mercer scores and Hischier assists, you would win. But if you're just doing it single bets, Mercer point, Hischier anytime goal, but you can win both off one goal if Mercer assists on a Hischier goal.
All right, well, get it together, gentlemen. Let's do this thing. We got this. Okay, Mercer over half a point. Hischier, that's absolutely how you say it. Anytime goal. Don't question me, Terry. I know things. And that's the way
Captain Nico. Captain Nico.
Oh, I like that. See, that I can remember. And don't forget, check out Terry's free picks. There's a free pre in there, free premium play. And if you want to check out more of his premium plays over at picksandparlays.net, use our promo code MADNESS. It's going to save you 20% off the entire site. Thank you so much for joining us, Terry. Viewers out there, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. Have a good one, Terry. We'll see you next week on the Power Hour.
You too. See you later.
Cheers. All right. Up next, I've got expert handicapper Ross Benjamin coming in. Mr. Benjamin, how have things been looking over at picksandparlays.net?
They're going good. Just getting over COVID here, so hopefully we could keep this thing going. Missed last week's show, so looking forward to coming up with a couple winners for you today, Ellie.
All right, well, let's do it. So we got the Zags -2.5 versus St. Mary. Neutral site game, obviously. They're in the WCC. Total on this one's a 138.5. What are you looking at here, Ross?
I'm looking at the total in this contest, Ellie. Gonzaga coming off an 84-53 win over San Francisco last night. That contest fell short of going over the total of 161, and that snapped a string of 8 consecutive overs for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. However, when you look inside the numbers, Gonzaga's been playing awfully well over the last few weeks. As a matter of fact, they've shot 48% or better in each of their previous 12 games, and that includes both of their regular season matchups versus St. Mary's, who's known for their defensive prowess, but Gonzaga has shot the ball very well against them. Additionally, Gonzaga has scored 77 points or more in their last 8 and 11 of their previous 12 games. Despite St. Mary's playing at a snail's pace offensively, how much of a snail's pace? Well, they're number 359 in the nation out of 363 Division I teams, while averaging just 62.1 offensive possessions per 40 minutes. That's awfully slow, methodical pace, I should say. However, despite that, the Gales still have managed to score 68 points or more during 13 of their previous 15 games. And both of these teams are making an excellent 38% of their three-point shots over each of their previous 5 contests. Both regular season meetings went over the total with combined scores of 145 and 148. This is an extremely low total by Gonzaga standards, a high total by St. Mary's standards, but I think we're going to see something similar to what we saw in the 2 regular season matchups. I like this game to go over 138.5.
All right, over we're going to go. I was kind of looking at Gonzaga first half for this game. That was my play on it, the way I'll probably roll, but I like the over as well. And it's so, like, what's the word? Not anticlimactic, but counterintuitive to take a St. Mary's game over. It's just like a Virginia game. You just take them under and you don't ask any questions. But this is the right play. It's really hard to take Gonzaga games under for that matter. So this is how we're going to roll with it. Over 138 when the Zags take on the Gales tonight. People at home, don't forget Ross Benjamin sells premium plays over at picksandparlays.net. Don't forget to use our promo code MADNESS. It's going to save you 20% off whatever you buy from Ross. All right, let's move into some NBA action. We've got the Jazz at the Mavs. Mavs are a -9. Total on this one is a 237. How do you see it playing out, Ross?
I don't know about you, Ellie, but when I looked at this line, it jumped right off the board at me. It's what I call a heavy line where they're begging you to take the underdog in this situation. Look, I mean, Dallas is only 2 games ahead of Utah in the standings. They're just 4-6 straight up in their last 10 at home. Yet here they are finding themselves as a sizable 9-point favorite in this spot. As a matter of fact, this line opened at 6.5 and has moved to 9, despite just 50% of the volume of bets being placed on Dallas. However, when you look inside those betting trend numbers, 54% of those individual bets have accounted for 73% of point spread money being placed on Dallas. That's certainly a sign of sharp money on the Mavs, and I could see why. Utah has gone 0-3 straight up in ATS in their last 3, losing by 15 points per game. Not exactly against stellar competition. Oklahoma City, and they lost to twice in San Antonio. And the other loss, the Jazz are also a dismal 11-21 straight up on the road this year. Additionally, over their last 10 on the road, Utah is allowing 124.3 points per game, while opponents have shot 48% from the field and 39% from three-point range. So it's easy to see why the Jazz struggle on the road. Certainly a lack of defense in that regard. And conversely, Dallas has scored 121 points or more in 5 of their last 6 games. Since last season, in the month of March, Utah has gone 1-8 straight up and 0-9 against the spread in their last 9 games played in March, including 0-2 straight up in ATS this year. And also going back to last year in the month of March, they're 0-4 straight up in ATS in their last 4 in March as an underdog, losing by 19.7 points per game. I think this is a good spot to take the Dallas Mavericks. I think we're going to be in the minority in terms of when it's all said and done in terms of action. But I like our chances here. Dallas -9 over Utah, what I consider as the fishiest line on the NBA card today.
The fishiest line. All right, that's the way we're going to play it. We're taking the Mavs, laying the points. People, don't forget, check out Ross Benjamin over at picksandparlays.net. Use that promo code MADNESS to save 20% off whatever you grab. Ross, thank you so much for coming on the Power Hour today. We'll see you next week. And feel better. I've been dealing with it too, not COVID, but I'm so happy that you're okay and everything's doing well.
Thank you, Ellie. I appreciate that. And thank you for having me as always.
Of course. It's a pleasure, my friend.
Thank
All
you.
right, viewers at home, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We do tons and tons of free pick shows every single day here at Picks and Parlays. Now our final handicapper, Nick Parsons from the Insiders Room, coming in to talk a little college hoops. What's going on, Nick?
Yeah, not much. I mean, it's the bread and butter time of year, so let's go.
Let's go. So we got Notre Dame at Virginia Tech, not at, versus. Again, conference tournaments, people. Keep that in mind. Neutral sites. Vatek's the -6.5 here, and the total is a 144. Now, keep in mind it is Lent. So does that make you lean any more or less to the old Notre Dame? Just wondering.
You know, I'm going to stay away from a side in this one ultimately, Allie.
That's probably a good call.
Yeah, you know, they played a game earlier in the year, and it was just a half-point difference from the spread, and I think it could be sort of the same thing, and I'm thinking that the final combined score is going to sort of be the same thing there. But just to get into a few of the notes here on this game, you know, the Irish, they come into this tournament with the second worst conference record. They're just 11-20 overall. Virginia Tech, it enters at 18-13. The winner of this one and the odds makers feel pretty much that it will be Virginia Tech. We'll then play NC State in the next round. As I said, these teams played just over a little under a month ago, and Virginia Tech, it held on for the 93-87 win. It was a 5.5-point favorite there. The total went way over the posted number of 143 in that one. And so what can we expect here in the conference tournament just, 3 weeks later? The Irish, they were 3-17 in conference play, just 2-12 over the last 14 games. Notre Dame's issues are not on the offensive end. It's actually ranked 94th in the country on the offensive end in effective field goal percentage of 52%. They definitely struggle on the defensive end. They're ranked 263rd in opponents' effective field goal percentage. And so the Hokies, of course, they're coming into this tournament. They're looking to defend their title. Their conference title. They obviously have their work cut out for them, though, Allie. I'm not sure if Virginia Tech will cover this spread, as I mentioned, but I see that this one, playing out sort of like the first one as far as the score is concerned, and that's because Virginia Tech, it's just lethal offensively, ranked 32nd in the country in effective field goal percentage at 54.1%. And like their opponent today, their weak point has been on the defensive side. That's where the weak point came this season. They're ranked 147th in the nation. If history is any precedence today, then the Hokies have to be loving their chances. They're 7-1 straight up and 6-2 against the spread, the last 8 in this series. But yeah, steering away from the side, choosing the total. I see this one going way over the total again, similar to like 3 weeks ago.
Excuse me. I'm with you on this one. I think these two are going to come for each other. Like you said, not a lot of defense. The only way you can really win this game is by scoring points. You're not going to stop the other team from doing so. So I like where you're going with this. I'm with you on, I'm not sure if Vatek covers. I think they win the game. I'm not positive they cover. 6.5 feels like it could be too many points. I do like the play on the over 144. So that's the way we're going to do it with Nick Parsons from the Insiders Room. If you guys are looking for premium plays from the Insiders Room, head over to picksandparlays.net and use our promo code MADNESS. It's going to save you 20% off whatever you get from Nick over at the site. Also, let's not forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. We do the Power Hour every single Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. All right, Nick, let's move into the NBA. Are you guys still crushing the NBA over at the site?
Yeah, I mean, the bread and butter is definitely the NBA. We're rolling in the NBA. Been playing with house money since the beginning. Got a big plays up there over at picksandparlays.net for tonight's games, and looking forward to hopefully providing a free winner here as well.
Let's do it. Okay, so we got the Grizzlies at the Lakers. Lakers are a -1. Total on this one is a 225. How do you see it playing out?
Yeah, this is the nightcap of a great 8-game card on Tuesday night. Both teams come into this one missing their main star. The Lakers are without LeBron James, and of course the Grizzlies are without Ja Morant. The Grizz, I mean, they basically have come unraveled with the string of off-court issues that Morant is going through. They're only a half game up on the Kings for the 2 seed. The Grizzlies, they enter off back-to-back losses to the Clippers and Nuggets. even with Morant in the lineup, the Grizzlies are one of the biggest Jekyll and Hyde teams in the league. They're 26-5 in front of the hometown crowd and just 12-20 when on the highway. The Grizzlies, in fact, have not won on the road since January 14th, and that was at Houston. In their most recent game, they gave up 135 points to the Clippers, who up until that point had been playing horribly. And so I really do think that the Lakers can take advantage here. LA refuses to go away. James is out. They're still finding ways to win. They're battling for a spot in the playoff tournament at this point. They're actually coming off a big win over the Warriors on Sunday. They've won 5 of their last 7. They actually look pretty decent. If this game were played like a month ago, I would probably give you the Grizzlies. But the shoe is on the other foot, so to speak. The play of Anthony Davis, he's really sort of shut his critics up over the last few games here. So I think that he can lead his team to another solid win and cover on this one. I know that the Lakers opened as an underdog. I think that the favorite, so if they're the underdog, grab the points. If they're the favorite, I would say play the money line.
I have them at +1 right now. So they were the favorite, and now they're the dog.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So there you have it. So now we can get a little bit of plus money with that. But does that line move scare you at all?
No, I think it's pretty insignificant when it's, just at this such low amounts. I mean, so no, yeah.
I had to ask. It's my job.
Right.
All right, guys. If you want more of Nick Parsons and the Insiders Room, roll over to picksandparlays.net. Use that promo code MADNESS to save you 20% off the site. Until then, we're going to roll with the Lakers on the money line. Also, don't forget, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We're on every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Good luck, everyone. See you later, Nick.
See ya.